I felt that needed a moment. Okay, moving on. But yeah, Dead Space will basically, like, not spawn a bunch of stuff behind you at any one point. But later in the game, they will, like, start doing this more and more often, so you start checking your 6. Like, here's the thing, right? Whatever. I'm not gonna dwell on it. No, it's probably a good. Oh, I died? No, I have to do this all over. Oh. I was just about to say, like, everyone's been cooped up inside for a while, so it's probably not a bad thing for everyone to get outside and get some fresh air. So we'll give it a pass, I suppose. Anyway, get in the thing, Gideon. Can I just hold this button down? I'm just gonna hold this button down. We're just gonna keep firing. So it's really like, you know, so let's actually think, while we are going through this section where I don't really need to pay attention because everything is super simple here, you know, let's try to think of a way, like, how would it make sense for, like, a game to, you know, make it feel like an army is invading, right? So if we were to remake this game in the future, you know, which actually I kind of hope does happen. Oh, they're seeking. I forgot. Get out of the way! You know, what could we do to make the, no. To one, make it still feel like we're, like, up against insurmountable odds, but at the same time, not make it so hard that, you know, there's, like, an extreme, like, crazy increase in difficulty. Alright? For one, whoop. And I'm trying to think of, like, how to do that in, like, terms of this game. And I think one of the things that comes to mind is definitely one, like, obviously is like where the enemies, like, spawn in and where they come from. Because if you're going to be doing a very, like, combat-focused game, then, you know, obviously if I go in and secure a room, then, you know, everything's secure. There's no enemies in here. You know, the only danger is coming the only danger is, like, from the next room forward. I shouldn't have to deal with enemies coming in behind me unless you, like, explain to the player in a meaningful way about why they do that. Like, are they crawling through vents? Do they have some sort of, like, teleportation system? How often do they use it? Can we stop them? Is there a jamming device we can use? You know, do they have, like, a secret passage that you have to block off or something, you know? You gotta give it some context as to why it happens. You can't just have things happen for no reason. Otherwise, it just feels like, it feels cheap. Like, if you ever, like, had a friend who, like, actually, not even a friend, like, if you're familiar with the Calvin and Hobbes comics, which are very dear to my heart, you know, you're probably familiar with, oh man, you're probably familiar with Calvin Ball, which is basically a game that Calvin plays with Hobbes, and the whole point of Calvin Ball is that there are no rules, you make them up, and it's a fun idea. The problem is that Calvin always tends to lose Calvin Ball because Hobbes can always outsmart him. They just make up a rule that, like, supersedes or overrides, and you just keep going. So if you don't have a set of rules that make sense and stick to them, then everything just feels like it's pointless fun. And sometimes that's good, but for most scenarios, particularly with a game that has, like, you know, combat, you know, quests and specific, you know, things we're looking for, then you probably don't want to do that. So what else was I thinking? So that's number one. You gotta have things happen in good context, not just for enemy spawning. Number two, I do think that we're gonna be a little cheap here and fly this up again. Just gonna give it a little bit of time. All right, we good? Alright, we will commence with our usual parking job. And once again, we'll just let it drift. I don't know why I get so much amusement out of that. Okay, let's continue this conversation after I get through this section, because I don't want to die and have to do that all over. So give me 2 seconds. All right, here we go. Oh, it's because it's one of you guys. That's why I died. All right, let's just get to another checkpoint really quick. Are we good? Oh, I think we're good. Okay, awesome. All right, off we go. Do I get a checkpoint? I can't. I must get a checkpoint because I can't move the camera. So, yay. Cool lens flare. Well, this looks dangerous. Is that my goal? Is that what I'm working towards? Excuse me. Oh, a little bit of a frame buffer there. Was that what? I don't know. Okay. I cannot hear you. Oh, okay, okay. You know what? Ting, 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 ting. Oh, it's brilliant. Alright, cool. And one more. There we go. Awesome. We will use this boy. Oh, it automatically makes me target that. Okay, cool. Interesting. Oh, not there! Why? Why, Gideon? I gotta stay away from these guys, because they feel so cheap. That's another interesting thing, though. There's, like, no armor in this game. Okay, cool. No, no, no. Yeah, you stay away from me, boyo. I want nothing to do with you. Have a grenade. That's cool. I keep forgetting I have to hold this. Cover. Perfect. But yeah, what else could we do to try and like make an enemy horde feel like an enemy horde? You know, obviously you know, horde mode is self-explanatory. But I think if you're gonna do that, like so the situation I ran into with whoa, why? All right, hold on. The situation that I ran into with if you remember, if you look at some of my early videos, there is a section where I basically got stuck, or thought I was stuck, because there was essentially a horde mode. Just basically enemies would just keep coming and coming, and there was nothing I could do about it. Did he freeze? Yeah, I think he froze. Okay. No? But yeah, there was a point in the game where enemies would just keep coming and coming and coming, and there wasn't really much I could do about it. And I didn't realize you're not supposed to win there. You're supposed to keep going. So if you're going to do like a horde mode thing, you got to make sure that you, one, let the player know if this battle is not finished or not. In fact, I would probably not even make it interactive. Probably just like have you like wander through some trenches and like have some other guys like fighting the said creatures or whatever it is, because having it interactive is going to want the player to, you know, go for it. So I definitely think changing it up in that respect would be good. You know, or at the very least, you know, give us some indication that we're making progress. Like, if you have to, for whatever reason, defend, you know, this outpost, you know, have the characters, like, say something. Like, okay, guys, good job, make sure we reinforce stuff. Looks like they're going to be sending another wave. You got a minute or two, you know, or just something to let us know that, okay, there is a progression here. So we talked, what did we cover so far? So spawn points, having things make sense in context. We also talked about the issues with horde mode. And you know, there are games... Really? My friend. Why? We had so much to live for. I don't know. I don't know why you did that. Oh, are you just back, or are you the other one? Oh, you, what? No, don't. I'm so confused. We talked about, I'm sorry, I was going back to horde mode for a second. So there are situations where, you know, horde mode as a game feature is like definitely cool, because you want to like see how long you can last and like try different abilities out, you know, and that's fine. And that's totally doable. It depends on the scenario of the game. Like if you're in a combat game where the whole point is to just survive round after round, one, that is a lot of tension, and we talked about how the game needs to make sure that there are points of rest. I think this is a thing I do.
Well done, Exalted One. On to the next.
Oh, okay, cool. You know what? This is a bad idea. We're going back to time shift. I cannot let these guys get close. Bad news bears for me. Should actually use... Yeah, this is one of the most useful things in the game. So what else can we do to still give the impression of an enemy horde? I think part of that also comes down to good storytelling, and that's part of what this game gets across. You know, particularly at lower levels, when you want to make it feel like, you know, there isn't a lot you can do. You can have things happening off in the distance that you cannot interact with. So, like, having, like, a bunch of enemy ships come down, you know, and, like, start, like, wrecking buildings and all that kind of stuff. So there are things visually we can do to still make it feel like a big, like, invading horde of some sort. The problem is that if you you have one player going up against... I'm trying. The problem is that if you have one player going up against... well, I'm just going to turn this on before you get here. Great, can we leave? Proceed to Orbital Control Center. Well, we might as well take care of these guys real quick. Did that even do a thing? Nope, the camera messed me up. Cool. Okay, great. Sorry, those guys will just kill me way too fast if I'm not careful. Cool, let's reload. So, like, if you are going to have players face off against a bunch of enemies, you know, doing it at a very early level when they're still learning the game is a bad idea because they're still trying to get the mechanics under their belt, which is why I think maybe it makes sense to, like, early on, you know, still have, like, a decent amount of enemies to give the player something to interact with, engage in with the game. But at the beginning, if you're gonna, like, have an enemy invasion planet doohickey, like, have a reason for the player to be cut off so they can't instantly engage with everyone. Or maybe they're like, they're hurt, they have to, like, sneak away and still make them feel a little bit more powerless. And then eventually, like, early on, like, do, like, a narrative storytelling bit where, you know, there isn't a lot that the player can do. Oh, this was a poor choice. Poor choice. Less energy drain. I am down for that. Get me out of here. Grenade for you. Can I shoot the things? But what I was saying was to have, essentially, yeah, just toss you that. Over here, is to have, try to avoid having the player, can I just go through here? Oh. Try to avoid having the player, you know, I'm trying to gather my thoughts as this group of crazy... Oh, right, I can't fire all of these because then I'm going to be out of drain, which is awesome, but they seem to have trouble hitting me, so... I think it's working? But yeah, maybe rely more on smaller groups of enemies and then narrative visual things to give the impression of this larger enemy. No, you're going to get me hit! Radial flare mode. Alright, what does that look like? So, in other words, like, give the player, like, a lot of stuff to see and give you the impression of that army, but not necessarily have them actually face it right away. Aeon Pulse. Alright, what is this? Unlocked Radial Flare. Okay, I guess we just have to try it. I was hoping to see something with that. Oh, is it just, like, one whole... Is it one big blammy blam? Oh, yes it is! See, I don't know how useful that is in this context. Yeah, I don't know. The other mode was actually more useful for this. This is just silly. Why does this have so much health? Can I just move on? Is that a thing I can do? Yeah, we're just gonna say heck with it. Oh, hi. Oh, are they dead? Oh, that's level 5 for you. See, that feels awesome. That feels nice. Let's actually just get my gun. Actually, let's use shield here for a minute, because I'm expecting I'm going to have to put down some cover. So, yes. Ooh, hi. Get out of here. Get out of here. Use console to focus beam relay. You know what? Lift doesn't get enough love these days. I will lift up your spirits. Where did you... Hi. What? See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Why? Why, oh why, oh why would you do that to me? At least give me like a smidgen of health. What was he using, a sniper rifle or something? Oh, it is. It's totally a sniper rifle. Well, let's just get rid of these guys. Man. It's just moments like that that just take you all out. So, still brainstorming the whole enemy horde thing. So we have using, like, narrative, visual aspects of the game to suggest the feeling of an enemy horde without actually having the player face it. Alright, I don't have my gun equipped, so let's do that. Survive until flare arrival? Oh boy, my favorite part. Oh, is there a... What? Why? What? What's going on? I know there's a big flare incoming, but what is blowing me up? Oh, hi! How's it going? Get your learner's permit yet? Maybe not. You appear to be stuck. Oh, you're moving. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it again, but it's going like... This is literally the only way I'm going to be able to beat you, because I do not have rocket launchers. Yes, this is fun. Totally engaging. Oh, I guess I survived until the thing. Okay. Alright, game. I'll take it. Oh, that dude has some cool armor.
Has Marin gotten word of what happened? She'll want to hear about the ridiculously flawless victory we pulled off without her.
The Exalted One will delight in relaying his heroism, it would appear.
Come on, Norm. Is it wrong for me to be excited about overcoming incredible odds and defeating an enemy who's not only evil, but annoyingly smug?
Well, no, Exalted One, but
And doing it with such style.
now I suspect that it is my translator that is malfunctioning. Baneth, my friend, can you connect me to the Council? Our next steps will need to be taken swiftly.
Commander, I'm getting word from the capital. There has been a coup.
A coup? But who
A coup?
will do this? I thought we had routed out all of the opposition.
Did Savan have any other admirers? He seemed like the type who would surround himself with other type.
With true Aurelians, who don't want the blood of our people shed in vain.
Oh,
I will
no, not the
see
dude
our
with the cool
millennial
armor.
debt spurned.
You do not know what you do. If we fail to move quickly on the Seeker forces scattered around the planet, they will be able to organize and keep us off balance until their off-world fleets arrive. You are condemning our world to annihilation.
No, Commander. You did that. By willfully challenging our rightful patrons with your embarrassing accusations. You have forced our hand, Commander. And we can only hope to pull something from the ashes by giving you and your conspirators to the Seekers with our deepest apologies.
And you really think that your loving patrons will let this go with a slap on the wrist? I've seen what these bastards do to worlds they don't like. They erase them.
Enough from you! I always found the old religion to be tiresome.
Baneth, thus you seal